What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's recap and review Real Housewives of Potomac. This is Season 8, Episode 7. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So if I'm going to be honest, this whole entire episode irritated me. So I might be all over the place or I might forget things because I was like in and out. Like I was speeding, like fast forwarding through a lot of scenes because everybody in this episode irritated me. So we open up where we left off, where Robyn is crying in the back seat of the truck. She's in the car with Mia, Wendy, Candace, and her. So she's crying and they're like looking at her like, girl, why are you breaking down like this? And Mia's like looking around for a tissue to give to her. You got Wendy being like, Robyn, why are you crying? Candace is trying to console Robyn and Robyn is pulling away from her. And Robyn's like, you can talk about my husband, like the girls, but like his job, and to say that I was the reason why he lost his job. And then Candace is like, I didn't say you were the reason why he lost his job, but I also said I wouldn't talk about a lawsuit he's attached to. Like, I don't think that was a smart thing to do. And so Robyn is like crying, and then Wendy is like, well, Robyn, I understand no one likes for their husband to be talked about negatively. My husband's being talked about negatively and he ain't done nothing to nobody. And then Robyn was like, I know, but some people's husbands talk too much. And she was referring to Chris. So then they end up showing a clip from the Bravo Bros podcast, and they have a YouTube channel, so you can check out their YouTube channel. They have pretty good content over there. And they do like interviews and stuff. And so I remember watching this interview that they did with Chris, and it was a pretty good interview. Like they asked really good questions. And so what the clip they show of Chris, I didn't think what he said was wrong. Like, if I'm the person that is being beat up upon and you're lying against me, and then in the beginning of everything, you kind of was on my side, and then closer to the end, it felt like, nah, you switched up. I'm going to have those types of questions. I feel like that's the part that irritates me about Robyn, where she was like, I had y'all's back. You didn't have their backs. You had their backs in the beginning of the season, and then closer to the end, you started to like be on the fence. And then when you got to the reunion, girl, you jumped ship. And then all this information about what your husband was doing to you, cheating on you, treating you like garbage, comes out. And then we didn't hear nothing about it during the season. Yeah, it does look like you did all of this to hide what you had going on in your house. And that doesn't make anybody feel good, especially this coming from Robyn, who, girl, I like Robyn. But Robyn, I've been watching since season 1, and you've been in everybody's business the same way they've been in your business. So don't act like you're some saint that hasn't let you, girl, don't do that. Don't do that. So we finally see them pull up to the chicken-ish hack. Basically, they was playing chicken bingo, where they put the chickens in a cage. The chickens poop on top of a block that has the number, and then whoever's like whatever number that you picked, that is where you would get the money if you betted on it. I was like, I'd have been annoyed if I was any of the other ladies, because I was like, I got my good clothes on to go into a dive bar that smells like chicken doo-doo. Just like, that would have pissed me off. Like, I would have went, but I would have went in like t-shirts and some jeans, not in heels where my feet is exposed to some dirty floor, and there's bird feathers and poop everywhere. Girl, what? And I would say like, oh, they should have looked at Ashley's outfit, but Ashley don't know how to dress. So that's not really a good indication. That's what she wear on a regular basis. So we see the other ladies pull up, and then when they get into the bar, they're sitting in the bar, and the seating is Mia, Robyn, Giselle, Ashley, Karen, Nneka, Candace, and Wendy. And Mia is sitting beside Robyn and Giselle. Like, Robyn is sitting in the middle of Giselle and Mia. And Mia is relaying what's wrong with Robyn to Giselle. And then all of a sudden, Robyn starts crying because she's like explaining herself, and she's saying how, like, you know, they're trying to say that I'm the reason why Juan lost his job, and they don't understand that he like lost a part of himself. And I can't. So while that's happening, all of a sudden Candace starts crying because she sees Robyn crying. And then Robyn gets so like upset and frustrated that she leaves. Then Wendy is gonna get mad at Mia because Mia is following Robyn, talking about she wants to be in it so badly. And I was like, Wendy, shut up. Because that's, if Mia and Robyn are friends, that is what Mia is supposed to do, is to go check up on her friend. But just the same way when Candace started breaking down at the table, you were trying to comfort and like reaffirm Candace and all of that stuff. So then Giselle gets mad and disgusted at Candace crying, so she leaves. So while Robyn, Giselle, and Mia are outside, you got Candace breaking down at the table. I mean, she started breaking down. Like, that face scrunched up, and she was oh, she's upset. And truthfully, I understood where Candace was coming from. Don't get me wrong. Did I think it was weird for her to be breaking down like that? Yes, but I think Candace is a sympathy crier when it comes to people that she genuinely cares about. She was crying last season when they were telling her about Wendy getting popped upside the head with the purse by Mia. Now she's crying because she feels Robyn's pain. I think the truth of the matter is I think Candace is starting to come to terms with realizing that her and Robyn will never be what they used to be because of Robyn's connection with Giselle. I think Giselle and Candace are done indefinitely. And I think Candace thought that there could be a way for her and Robyn to give back to each other. And I think right now, to me, neither Robyn or Candace are owning their part in the demise of their relationship. Like, Robyn has to own the fact that, like, girl, you being friends with that lady is shiesty. Like, you look shiesty. It does look like you covered up your turmoil that you had going on in your life and was focusing on what she had going on. Candace has to admit that, like, if you still wanted to have a relationship with Robyn, you shouldn't have been going on interviews speaking disparagingly about her and tweeting about her. But nobody's owning their part in it. So we're just at a standstill where two people are just hurt by the actions of each other. But I do believe that Candace is getting to a point where she's realizing that they ain't gonna never be, because Robyn's not gonna leave Giselle, because Giselle is her business partner and her best friend, quote unquote. And Candace is just gonna have to move accordingly. That's just what it is. And while they're at the table, Wendy's trying to calm Candace down. Nneka's in the confessional talking about Wendy won't even let Candace have her own emotions or her own mind. And I'm like, Nneka, you just got here like a day ago. Shut up. Then we see Nneka and Ashley are messing with the chickens. Ashley gonna tell them people that she plan on getting chickens for the boys. And I said, and is the nanny gonna be the one to take care of them? Or did you run them by her? Because she seems like she the one doing the raising. That's what it sounds like to me and what it seems like. So we see Candace, Karen, and Wendy go outside. And Candace is pretty much saying, like, I don't understand how she got so upset, meaning Robyn, about me saying I don't think it's smart to talk about a legal situation. And we then see a confessional of Karen being like, Candace just said what we all were saying. Like, do we know that Robyn caused Juan to lose his job? No, but she probably didn't help. And Candace had made a good point. Like, I'm not gonna talk about my my legal situation in front of the persons who's still married. In front of the person who is still married to the person that's suing me. That would be stupid. And I said, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. So they go back in. They're playing the game. I don't know who won. I just know it stank in there. I know it smelled horrible in there. Because I'm someone that has worked around chickens. And, like, I know it smelled horrible in that bar. I know it does. It has, like, a nasty ammonia. No, it has a disgusting smell in there. And so we then see the sprinter pick up Mia, Giselle, and Robyn. Mind you, when Giselle went out there, they were having a full-on conversation about Robyn, and she was like 3 feet away. And Giselle over there talking about Robyn's so strong. It takes a lot for her to break down. I said, does it really take a lot for your friend to break down, and does she not feel safe enough to break down in front of you? Because Robyn doesn't give strong. Robyn gives someone, like Giselle said, who retreats into herself, and then she breaks down in front of people that she deems truly understand and care about her. And it's not strong to bottle up those types of emotions, because it leaks out in different ways in your friendships, in the way you parent your kids. Like, the outbursts people be having when they bottle up their emotions lead to deadly consequences. We see it all the time. So we end up seeing Mia and them in the Sprinter together. And Rob is in the back talking about, how am I going to be friends with someone who cyberbullies me? Talking about Candace. And they keep showing the same clip of Candace on House of Aaron. Pretty much when he asked her name, like when he asked, what do you think about Robyn? And she said, a fraud and a flip-flopper. That's not cyberbullying. I think Robyn is weak. And I think Giselle is weak. Because now all of a sudden we're supposed to all feel bad for y'all when we saw Candace get ruthlessly bullied since season 5. Every season it's people saying that Candace needs to be punched in the face. Candace needs to be violated. Candace this, Candace that. Oh, I'm happy your womb doesn't work. Oh, I'm so like, when you become a mother, you're going to be a horrible mother. Like, one of my mutuals says there were blog pages built to smear Candace's name, and you get a taste of that. And I'm not saying death threats and people bullying people online is okay, because it's not. Because nothing on this show is that deep for you to be taking your time to send that type of negative energy out to people you don't know that you see on TV. But I just find it interesting that the two people, when Candace was asked about it, and people even showed clips of when they were on the Jasmine brand, and they were acting like it wasn't that big of the deal, and they all get heat from the fans. Y'all get a taste of what Candace has gotten for the past 3 years, and all of a sudden we're all supposed to rally around you and protect you. Miss me with that. And again, I'm not saying they deserve it. I'm not. Because I don't believe anybody deserves that type of energy or that type of harassment. But to sit here and be like, oh, I just been through a lot. Like she hasn't been through a lot. It's just interesting to me. It just is. And I'm not a Candace stan, but I do see her point of view most of the time. But I can call her out when she's at fault. But it's just interesting to me that everyone likes to call Candace a brat and she's weak and she's this and she's that. But these two people who are supposed to be the ice queen known as Giselle and the big brolic chick known as Robyn can only just got a taste of what Candace experience has been for the past 3 years. And we breaking down and going into convulsions. And it's just like, who really is weak then? So it's the next day. Or is it the same day? I feel like it was the next day. No, it was the next day because we see everybody like working out and running. And we see everyone on the phone with their families. We find out that it is Karen's 60th birthday. That whole triple 20s thing is stupid. But it's her 60th birthday. We see her brother called her to wish her happy birthday. I thought it was cute. I think she said he always calls her with the shaky voice singing happy birthday. I hope she records it. I sometimes record when like people sing me happy birthday because it's nice to listen to and go back and forth to when you just need some comfort. We then see Candace on FaceTime with Chris, and she's pretty much talking to Chris about what happened with Robyn, and she was just like, all the emotions that I've had about what's been going on, I just like unleashed, and they just kept coming out. And Chris was just kind of like, yeah, I know. It's just like, it's been a lot. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, well, try to have fun. And she was like, I want to have fun, so I'm going to try to find fun wherever I can find it. We then see Mia on FaceTime with Gordon. and her and Gordon are talking about what happened at the bingo place, as well as he's letting her know that the lawyer that they got for their business plans for him, I guess, to go up against his family and get his share, they are about to proceed with it. Mia doesn't want to, and I'm wondering why doesn't she want to? Like, are you afraid that something's gonna come out that y'all had some shady business dealings, or are you afraid? Like, it's kind of weird. Because if that money is yours, why not fight for it? But like, she doesn't want to fight for it. I got that one episode where she was like, family is more important. And I get it. Like, you want your kids to still have a relationship with their extended family. But if it's your money, it's your money. So that makes me feel like there's more to this. Like, is there something where, like, I don't know, maybe she doesn't trust Gordon anymore? Because I told y'all, I felt like Mia, especially at the reunion, was just regurgitating what Gordon told her. Like, she didn't seem like she truly understood what was happening with the company. And maybe now she's reluctant to like go along with the whole fighting for what's theirs and stuff, because she doesn't trust that Gordon is really like, Gordon really knows what he's talking about now. Maybe that's what it is. Because I'm like, if it's your money, it's your money. You know what I mean? Then we get this scene of Giselle going to see Karen in her room and to celebrate her birthday with her. And as they're in the room, I think Giselle gave her a bottle of wine and some M&Ms. Okay. And so they sit down and, they're celebrating. And then you hear Giselle bring up how, like, she was like, I know you wanted me and Candace to be in a better place, but I just need you to know where I'm coming from. I'm trying to protect my family. And Karen is kind of looking like, what do you mean? So Giselle's whole standpoint is that she's been receiving death threats and she's worried about her kids' safety after Candace went online and after the reunion, where Candace, and they showed a tweet, and to summarize the tweet, Candace basically said, if you're that mad at a black woman or a dark-skinned woman saying something to you versus someone of a lighter hue or that is white adjacent, and we're both saying the same things, then you need to unpack that. And so now Giselle feels like she's fighting a battle between trying to prove that she's not a colorist. Then Karen ends up sympathizing with her, because Karen's like, me and you both have brown skinned children, and I understand that, but now I see your point and why you guys stop having the banter back and forth. And it's just interesting to me that now all of a sudden your family's safety is ultimate priority. But did you care about the safety and concerns about Chris's kids when you did what you did? And like I keep reiterating, Giselle had every right to feel uncomfortable if she felt uncomfortable. But if no one touched her, said anything to her, or propositioned her in any kind of way, and when she told that man to leave, he left and the door was open, then your uncomfortability is yours and yours alone to bear, and you need to unpack why you felt that way. But you didn't care. You actually smirked when Candace got upset when y'all were at that dancing class, because you felt like, ooh, I just made a good scene, not understanding the gravity of what you did. And now you're facing backlash, your family, because some people don't even believe you, Giselle, that you're facing death threats. That's how you know you messed up, when people don't even believe what you're saying is true, that they believe everything coming out of your mouth is a lie and a fallacy. You did that to yourself. No one did that to you. Now, I'm under the guise that she's telling the truth, because I believe that Potomac fans can be rabid animals when they don't like somebody. I believe that wholeheartedly. But it does beg me to ask this question. Did you care about your kids when you did what you did? Because did you not believe that other people were going to be just as hateful and nasty towards you the way they've been to everybody else? Or did you think because you are, the leader of the pack, that nobody was going to touch you? That you were protected in some type of way, and you're coming to the realization that no one is going to protect you. So now you have to protect yourself the same way Candace feels as though she has to protect herself from y'all. Like, did we ask ourselves these questions before we did what we did? Because if we didn't, then we made a stupid decision. So we see them all pile into the sprinters. They break up the group. NECA should realize, girl, you're not important to this group or the other side of the group you trying to become cool with, because they booted you out that car real quick. They should have told Ashley to get into the car with the other ladies because she's the hostess. Or she should have been like, oh no, I'll do it. I'm the hostess. Because I bet you they didn't even ask you, NECA, if you was that comfortable leaving that truck to go sit in the car with Wendy. So they switched up the placement. So now it's Mia, Ashley, Giselle, and Robyn. And then you have Karen, Candace, Wendy, and NECA in the car together. So they going kayaking. Girl, for my 60th birthday, I'd have been like, this is lame. This is so lame. And I've been kayaking, and I've also been whitewater rafting. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's not fun, but it's not something I would enjoy as like a birthday celebration. Like somebody said on Twitter, no yacht, no wine. Y'all sharing a bottle, trying to make water falling and stuff. Like, this is so low budget. Like, are y'all serious? Like, there is plenty things to do in Austin. Like, I know there had to be other things to do down there than just y'all going kayaking for Karen's birthday. Like, it was so lame. While the other girls are like sharing a bottle, we see and it was actually kind of cute. Mia, NECA, Wendy, and Candace making up a song, Get It Right, Get It Tight. And I was like, they look like they was having a fun time. You then got Robyn and Giselle on a kayak together, complaining. Robyn saying that, like, I have to tell Juan what happened. And then Giselle being like, she went to bed angry. What are you angry about? What are you angry about, Giselle? Ain't nobody talking to you for you to be angry. So we then get this scene of everyone back in the sprinter, and we see Karen letting the girls know in her sprinter that she's going to be rebuilding her family home. I think she says she's trying to turn it into like a B&B. I'm not really fond of B&Bs or Airbnbs. I'm a hotel girly. I want new towels when I call for new towels, and I want room service when I call for room service. But I think that's great. So good for Karen. I didn't understand why she wanted to be the ambassador to Surrey County, but for whatever it's doing, she's helping out her community, and I think that's great. I don't know if I would want to own the plantation my family was accosted on and brutalized on. And for me, it's just, I don't know. I be feeling like spirits be lingering. And I feel like there'd probably be some angry, and rightfully so, angry spirits on that land. And I don't know if I would want to keep that. Like, I feel like I would bulldoze everything, plant new beautiful plants. I don't know, bro. Make it a memorial. I don't know if I could live there. But I think that's great. All right, so the last scene, and I'm going to hold my thoughts on NECA until we get to the next episode, which will be in January, because I feel like I see something with NECA, but I'm going to let it go for right now. But the last scene we have is with Robyn. This scene, I think, was shot out of order because Robyn is in her pajamas, and I don't think that she would leave the kayaking thing and then go back to her room drinking coffee and be in her pajamas. So I think the whole voiceover where Giselle was like she went to bed angry and she has to talk to Juan, I think that was a voiceover because we didn't see them have that conversation in the kayak. Like, we didn't see their mouths moving or anything. But she's on the phone with Juan. They're talking about insurance, about how, like, I guess there's like a wait time for the new insurance to roll over or something, because she was like, we're just gonna have to pay out of pocket for your medication. And Juan was like, it's not that simple, Robyn. And then she sits down and she talks to him about what happened between her and Candace. And she talks about how, they brought up saying that I was the reason that you possibly lost your job. And he was like, why would they say that? Like, that's ludicrous or that's ridiculous. And then she was like, yeah, that's what I was saying. And then he just got mad. Like, he was just like, Robyn, why you letting them pull you in like this, Robyn? Why you letting them get to you, Robyn, like this? Why you letting them do you like this, Robyn? Like, and Robyn is like, I'm not letting them pull me in. I'm just explaining to you what happened. And he was like, well, Robyn, I'm tired. I'm tired of it, Robyn. I'm tired of them talking, Robyn. And then Robyn starts to get upset on the phone and starts to cry. And I'm like, you're a dick, bro. Juan is a raggedy bag of dicks because you can clearly tell that she is upset. And even if you're, and the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, I can get why Juan is upset. He tired of people talking about him. He embarrassed. He lost his job. Like, he is probably ashamed and embarrassed by this whole entire situation that he caused upon himself. Okay, with the whole infidelity and then, you know, him losing his job by way of that court case and how stressful that is. And I think ultimately he just wants everyone to stop talking about it, which is understandable. But you're on this show, so you know we gonna talk about it. But I just was like, can you just calm down and console your wife for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes? Like, you can clearly hear that she's upset. And I'm like, that's when I just came to the conclusion, like, he don't care about her. He really don't. Like, there's no care that he has for her because you can clearly hear her upset on the phone. And he could have just paused for a minute and been like, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you like that. I'm just frustrated. I'm just angry right now because I'm sick of all of this stuff right here. But I don't want you to keep getting worked up because me hearing you upset is making me upset. Something like that. Because you're not going to get me to believe that a man in his 40s doesn't have emotion. Like, I mean, we know they don't, but like some of them just don't care because they'll have emotional intelligence for the people that they care about. He just doesn't care. Because I remember an example is I was at work. It was one of my coworkers, and she was arguing back and forth with her boyfriend. They was going off on each other. They was trading paragraphs after paragraphs with one another. And something had happened where a customer had like pissed her off or said something, and it like really hurt her feelings. And I don't know if she called him or she texted him, but when we were closing up, he was waiting for her like in his car to like pick her up because he was the one that like dropped her off. So he came and picked her up in his car, and like in the car he had food for her and had got like some candy that she really likes to make her feel better. And I remember he gave her like the biggest hug and like kissed her, and they was good. And I was like, if somebody, like if someone cares about you, they care about you. Juan just doesn't care. And again, I don't understand what Robyn gets out of being with Juan. Like, girl. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and hop down in them comments below. Deuces.